Wow.
What's up?
I just bought and financed a car through Carvana in minutes.
You? The person who agonized 4 weeks over whether to paint your walls eggshell or off-white bought and financed a car in minutes?
They made it easy. Transparent terms, customizable down and monthly. Didn't even have to do any paperwork.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hey, have you checked out that spreadsheet I sent you for our dinner options?
Finance your car with Carvana and experience total control. Financing subject to credit approval.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Welcome to the Reslayer's Take. I'm George Primavera.
And I'm Nick Williams. In this podcast, George and I lead a group of players through an exciting improvised adventure in Exandria, the magical world of Critical Role.
We're playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but you won't need to know the rules to follow along. All you need to know is that nothing the players do is scripted or planned, and their fates are determined by their own cleverness and the random chance of rolling a 20-sided die.
You can listen to new episodes of the Reslayer's Take every Monday, anywhere you stream podcasts.
Or if you want to listen to the podcast 2 weeks early and uninterrupted by ads, join Beacon at beacon.tv.
Last but certainly not least, if you're enjoying the story, please consider leaving a rating and review. Your feedback might inspire someone new to join this adventure.
Now, without further ado,
welcome to the Reslayer's Take.
We open on the Reslayer's Take back at their slightly dilapidated 5-story apartment headquarters in Vasselheim. The newly employed Spectral Hand, now the Reslayer's Take underlings, are busy at work cleaning up Timpani's hoarder's nest of an apartment.
Oh, God.
It is the bright early morning, a day after the encounter at Heldwell's mansion.
After the haunted house, Farah is reading the tome that she borrowed from Frog earlier this morning. Farah starts by researching all of the ghosts that the Reslayer's Take have already encountered. She begins to pin up notes on her wall, connecting them with string, trying to form some sort of pattern.
Roll an investigation check.
Dirty 20.
Farah begins to put up her evidence board on one of the walls of her apartment building. It is beginning to take a geometric shape, outlining details of Rhymefang, the Whispering Mouther from Josgrin's Hollow, the Reflection Aboleth from Shoresight Isle, the Illithid Bones from the Hug Hive, the Magma Landshark marionette ghost from deep within the Spectrum Gorge, the Death Cloud Troll from outside of Seedfeld up in Ugelberg, and a new entry written by Farah detailing the encounter with the mummified Igor. One thing you determine from this board, Farah: all of these creatures, except for Igor and the Magma Landshark, had malevolent intentions in life. And one thing that is in common between Igor and the Magma Landshark is that there was something fueling them. Roll an Arcana check.
17. Farah puts together that the fear and rage of the fuel sources made them easily susceptible to influence. Oh, okay. And then that. Okay. Yeah, fear is like a big thing here. Farah talks into her earpiece. Guys, let's game plan. Meet me in the common space. Okay, bye.
Hira is already in the corner of Farah's room, having snuck in through the window. Oh yeah, I'm here.
Oh my god! Why?
Sometimes I like to watch you.
Wow, I hate that.
I like to learn from you by watching your process. Is that weird? Do you not watch me when I'm sleeping or anything?
No.
Do you want me to stop?
Maybe the sleeping, yeah, but like if you're just watching me do this, she points to her board, that's fine. But yeah, the sleeping, maybe not anymore.
Do you need help getting that up to the roof?
I should have called the meeting in my apartment. Farah touches her earpiece. Frog, change of plans. My apartment. Okay, bye.
Okay, I'm on my way down from the roof.
Frog slides down to the first floor and knocks on Farah's door.
Farah opens the door and beckons her in. Okay. She points to the wall. Patterns. Every single monster that has been reanimated, except for 2, have been, in their life, angry in some way. And I think that's what fueled the ghosts. 2 of them, the magma shark and the mummy, fed off of someone else's fear. Sasha's and ours. Discuss.
Hira, Frog, as you stare at Farah's board, make an investigation check.
11.
Dirty 20. It would appear that the creatures having some sort of unfinished business is a theme. And when that is not present, then it needs to be replaced by something else. A lot of these creatures probably had foul intentions and grand schemes before they were dispatched by the Slayer's take.
Farah pulls out her crossbow and examines it. What do we think of the little energy bulbs that have been floating out of them that Heldwell stole from us?
I have a theory about that. It looks like power is required to reanimate and drive these creatures. We know that Heldwell was offered something by the Timberblight, and Heldwell is working under his commands. So we can reasonably assume that Heldwell took the lantern to fulfill the Timberblight's dark purpose. We saw the power go into it. We know that that power strengthens our weapons. It could be a battery of its own to reanimate something bigger.
Oh, so the lantern and our weapons seem to be almost like magnetic in nature. When we would, slay these ghosts again, their energy would be drawn to our weapons. But now that the lantern is in play, the energy is drawn towards the lantern as if it's an even stronger magnet than our weapons.
All of a sudden, the door busts open, Poogs and Timpani standing in the doorframe, covered in muck.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry we're late. I was a little distracted after the call and thought of the wrong tree, and we wound up in quicksand again.
Well, again? Statistically, that's just crazy!
Yeah, it's really ramped up since we met you guys.
Well, Timpani, to be fair, in the last 6 months, we really have hit a quicksand rut.
That's the rainy season for you. What have you guys been up to?
Look at this cool board that Farah made.
Wow, this is so much more organized than anything you've put up, Timpani. I can actually make sense of this.
And you know what? I think I got something to add. Timpani pulls out his barely held together pile of papers. His notes. He takes out a crude, almost childlike drawing of the Timberblight with angry eyes and slaps it onto the middle of the board.
Okay, here, how's this? Farah takes it off the board. Give me your notes, and I'll organize them.
That's a great idea. I don't think I've ever organized anything in my life.
We have people working on that.
What?
What do you mean?
We hired some employees while you were gone, and they're cleaning your room.
They're cleaning my... Timpani explodes out of the apartment and runs up the stairs.
Hira follows.
Poogs stays behind for a moment.
Hey, so while we were back at the Hug Hive, first of all, Freedom says hi. He let us look through some of the goblin treasure hoard that hadn't gotten returned to some of the villages that had moved on in the wake of all of the, conquest. Anyway, there's some stuff that's just kind of sitting around that I thought might be really useful for you guys.
Poogs slings off his shoulder bag and begins to sift through it.
Farah approaches the bag and not so subtly hovers over Poogs.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Well, I got this for you, Farah. I haven't quite figured out how to use this, but apparently one of the elvish villages that the goblins invaded back in the day would use these to fly around.
And he holds out to Farah a coiled up carpet.
A rug?
Yeah, it's some kind of elven rug, right?
Poogs unfurls it. There is writing all along the exterior.
Farah reads the Elvish script.
Speak the command word to activate. Lift in Elvish.
Farah unfurls the rug, not stepping on it. Lift.
The carpet gently lifts into the air.
Unlift.
The carpet drops to the ground.
She rolls it up and puts it in the corner.
And then, Frog, I thought you might like this. Its original purpose probably wasn't something you'd want to use it for, but I think you'll still get use out of it just the same.
And Poogs pulls out an unfoldable quarterstaff that clicks into place with wide, flayed-out ends.
This isn't elvish per se, but we did find this after the hobgoblins invaded the Horde Hive, and one of their commanders was wielding it. We tried to throw everything we could from an elevated position, slings, arrows, etc., and we couldn't touch him with anything.
Frog takes it from Poogs and examines it.
The little illusory image puffs out from the quarterstaff, and Frog determines, as the Aeorian script scrolls by, that this +1 magical quarterstaff not only deals more damage than a normal quarterstaff would, but also is especially useful for deflecting any missiles.
Thanks, Poogs, and thanks for thinking of us.
Sure thing. And then I got this for Kira. I'll go get her. 1 second.
Cutting back up to Timpani's apartment.
Dog, you're ruining the cans. What are you doing with the cans?
Frog is stacking them.
I have my own system for the mail. You folded it up all wrong.
Oh, sorry, Timpani. I was trying to help. Sometimes things get away from us, and it's not bad to get some assistance with it.
There is a splashing sound, and Maurice stumbles out of the bathroom with a mop bucket stuck over his head.
Good thinking, Gawain. I can withstand any head trauma this way.
Yes, go on now.
Give me some privacy while I combat this wall stain.
That's my favorite wall stain. Oh, it's probably for the best. Okay, I can live with this. That's fine.
I can make them stop if you want. They have to do whatever we say.
Right, and who are these people again?
Oh, right. You weren't here for that. They're the Spectral Hand. We rescued them, and then I felt bad for them, so we gave them a job. You can make them do whatever you want, but maybe don't abuse it, Within reason. They're only getting paid minimum wage. Kira claps Gawain on the shoulder and says, "This one is your personal intern. Teach him everything you know."
What?
Hey, Hira, Oh, who are all these people?
We're the Spectral Hand. Nice to meet you, pal.
Poogs' eyes narrow as Maurice approaches with a handshake.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
No, you'll get along famously. Maurice makes a wonderful cup of tea.
Poogs' eyes narrow further.
I sure do. Want me to slap you with a scalder?
Poogs draws Maurice in.
Hey, just stay in your lane, okay? I'm the cook around here. I make the tea, I make the cupcakes. It's kind of my thing.
Well, now it can be our thing.
All right, we'll just leave the kitchen the way it is. Every pot is where it belongs. When you look over, the counter is absolutely filled with items in an unbelievably disorganized fashion.
Poogs, still holding Maurice's hand, suddenly looks up.
Hey guys, can we have the room for a second?
Oh, I shall continue my onslaught upon the scene later, I suppose.
Don't touch Drunk's cans. He is working on something.
The Spectral Hand files out, Euphemia bringing up the rear.
I'm going up to the roof to commune with the roof.
And Euphemia goes upstairs while the rest of the Spectral Hand goes down.
Hira, I brought this for you from the Hug Hive.
Reaching into his bag, Poogs pulls out a long strand of cloth that he unfolds, revealing a cloak of elvish make.
Check this out. I thought you'd think it's really cool.
Poogs throws it over his shoulders, and as he does, the cloak changes color, camouflaging slightly to the surroundings.
Here, try it on, see if it fits.
With one smooth motion, Hira whips it around and gracefully clasps it at her neck.
If you pull up the hood, it does that color changey thingy.
She pulls up the hood.
And the cloak wavers, camouflaging to Hira's surroundings. This is a cloak of elven kind. Anyone making perception checks to find Hira while sneaking will have disadvantage, and Hira will have advantage on all dexterity checks made to hide, as the cloak's color will shift to camouflage her.
Great. And I saw you guys were putting together that investigation board. Really cool.
Yeah, what did you find out in Heldwell's house?
Oh, come downstairs. We'll get you caught up. Timpani, why don't you go down? I just want to chat with Poogs for a second.
Sounds good. Timpani trudges down the stairs. All right, Farah, explain the string.
Hira and Poogs stand alone in Timpani's living room.
What's up, Hira?
Trying to avoid Poogs' gaze, Hira carefully cups a small sparrow in her two hands, taking it to the window to release it. Good thing Maurice didn't see this. Watching it take flight, she says, Poogs, how are things at the Hug Hive?
Things are great there. Freedom's really got everybody whipped into shape. It's still a really great, happy place, but they seem like they're a little bit more capable of defending themselves now, which makes me feel a little better.
And they seem normal?
Yeah, they do. I actually wanted to talk to you too. I brought you something.
Poogs reaches into his bag and pulls out a pristine little cupcake that he places on the table.
I thought you'd like this.
Hira turns around and looks at the cupcake carefully.
Roll an investigation check.
9.
It simply looks like a beautifully made cupcake.
I took a little extra time to make this one, and you guys have been really, really nice about my lack of baking knowledge, and I've sort of been putting together that salt isn't the main ingredient for cupcakes. This sugar stuff isn't something I really knew what it was, but now I'm sort of understanding that I was maybe using a weirder recipe, though I'm glad Timpani liked them. But I made this one for a broader audience, let's say.
Hira picks it up. Well, I don't know that I've been nice about it. And takes a bite of it.
It is delicious, with the perfect texture and flavor profile. A subtle but delectable vanilla.
You know, I think this might be the first cupcake I've eaten in my whole life.
What do you think?
They're good. She downs the rest of the cupcake and moves forward quickly, not trying to scare him, but perhaps inadvertently doing so.
Poog steps back a step suddenly.
She leans forward more.
What are you doing?
Have you been feeling all right lately?
Yeah, I've been feeling good. Have you been feeling okay lately? Because when we left, I know you were using, I think, illusion magic, but...
Was that familiar to you?
I think you should sit down. We gotta talk.
Hira looks around for a place to sit.
There are no chairs, but there are many piles of muck and junk that are vaguely shaped like seats.
When you changed your face to look like that, it reminded me a lot of how Gorgonthacon would dress himself before we went out for raids and conquests. He would always talk about descending upon a village or a band of travelers and seeding strife into the dirt. And now, because I know what I know about the Curse of Strife, I know that he was probably acting under the curse's influence too, but he really seemed to like it. He always talked about how powerful he felt, following in the footsteps of the great emperor. And I'll be honest, Hira, I've never even talked about this with Timpani. The worst part of the Curse of Strife, looking back, was that it did feel good. I felt strong. When I would fight with the Horde, I used a lot of my anger to fuel me. I would fly into a rage and... Yeah, I don't need to get into the details. I see you getting stronger and using all of these really cool abilities, and you're helping us. And it's amazing. And I wasn't there in the cave for that thing that Timpani and Frog were talking about, but it sounds like you made a really big choice to help us. But that can still be dangerous. Going in with good intentions, stuff like that can shift on a dime.
In the interest of secrets just between the two of us, I regret it.
That's okay.
I don't think they understand.
Have you tried to explain it to them?
I don't think they'd understand.
Well, I really do. I really do.
I feel like I'm walking on the edge of a dagger. And on one side are all the things I spent my life avoiding, beckoning me forward. And on the other, oblivion. I don't think there's a way out for me. But I think you should know, it wants you back.
It can't have me. I'm free of that, and I'm not going back.
It wants me to change that.
So are you saying you're gonna try to put the curse back on me?
No.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
The chains feel heavy, though, and I just don't know that I have the strength to fight it.
Alone? Probably not. You need somebody else pulling with you. I never would have been able to get free of the curse on my own. I needed Timpani for that. And I know Timpani's probably not the thing you need, but the Reslayer's take might be. And we'll all pull those chains with you. To quote Edrin, that's what best friends do. And that's what families do.
She puts out her fist.
Poogs bumps it without hesitation.
and I know that it can be an intimidating thing to share how you feel with a big group of people. So if you ever just want to chat one-on-one, let me know.
Okay. And if you tell anybody about this?
Yeah, I got it. There is a knock at the door. Gavain opens the door.
Pardon me. There is a fellow outside who is requesting an audience with the Reslayer's take. Draconic chap, tall, red scales. Do you know him?
Hera brusquely puts out her forearm, shoving him out of the way, and goes downstairs.
Iron sharpens iron, iron sharpens iron, iron sharpens iron, iron sharpens iron.
Cutting down to Frog, Farah, and Timpani.
Farah tries to make sense of Timpani's notes.
Roll an investigation check.
21.
So a lot of this is written in Sylvan, and I'm sorry about that, that's just my shorthand. And he begins to help transcribe the notes with her.
Farah raises an eyebrow, looking at all the notes in Sylvan, finding inspiration to make her wall less obvious to people she may not want butting in on her research.
One small tidbit that Timpani translates from Sylvan describes potential nature spirits that Timpani has seen around Issylra. Most of them, small, fun encounters of a little spirit being mischievous or endearing, but one that details an encounter with a great bear stomping through the Demethor Valley in the night.
What's the deal with this bear?
Oh, it was a big old eidolon. Nothing like those flying jellyfish we saw, much more powerful. More of a guardian of the Demethor Valley. I gave him a real wide berth. Big fella.
At this, Hera and Poogs begin to descend the staircase.
Hey, apparently there's somebody who wants to talk to us outside.
Farah opens the door, turns to Hera. Do you have that tome?
Of course.
Should we tell him to wait?
Yeah, this is important.
Hey, Maurice! Tell him to wait!
I'm on it like a murder toad on a lily pad.
Farah opens the book and beckons Timpani and Hera over. Okay, eidolons. I feel like that's important.
We did see them in the mountains, but they're not harmful. Her eyes scan the page, turning once again into pinpricks of flame.
The druidic text seems to translate before Hera's eyes. Hera, roll an investigation check with advantage.
23.
Hera, as you flip through the pages, looking for something significant within the text, you find one page that is heavily annotated in the margins, clearly by Heldwell. A passage that details apex eidolons, powerful nature spirits that take the forms of immense natural beasts. These spirits are specific to Issylra and protect the natural cycle of life and death, maintaining a balance. They are solitary and work very hard to avoid being noticed, but when encountered can be very dangerous.
Timpani reads this passage out loud, and then walks over to his Sylvan scribblings about the bear, pointing one meaty finger at it. That's one of those.
Well, with everything that's going on, with the ghosts reanimating the corpses of things long past, it seems like these creatures would be upset.
I can't imagine they'd be happy about it.
How did your encounter with this bear go?
Like I said in the notes, I gave the bear a wide berth. He allowed me to go about my business, and I did the same for him. He was sort of from a distance, but very large, definitely spectral, and not exactly normal.
Well, eidolons are normally very solitary creatures, right? If we saw the jellyfish, you saw that bear, is there a reason they're coming out?
And to what ill purpose does Heldwell intend to use them? Timpani, do you remember where you saw this bear?
Yeah, it was in the Demethor Valley. I'm pretty sure it's the apex spirit of the Demethor Valley.
Do you think you could talk to it?
Hello! Drunk is sorry for interrupting. The dragon man outside is very adamant. He speak to all of you post haste. Drunk has been studying the dictionary.
Nice job, Drunk.
Oh, this couldn't have come at a worse time. Farah stomps out of the apartment, leaving the door open behind her.
Poogs follows.
Hera closes the book, places it in her bag, and follows behind.
Welcome home, Timpani.
Thanks, Frog. It's good to be back. I didn't know when we'd be coming back here, necessarily. I was ready to hunker down in the Hug Hive for a bit.
I think we're glad to have you back. Somebody's got to keep you out of that quicksand.
It ain't gonna be me, that's for sure.
It'll be me. Let's go.
And now for a brief intermission. If saving more and spending less is on your list of resolutions for 2025, why are you still paying insane amounts of money every month for wireless? Switching to Mint Mobile is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans starting at $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Now think about how easy that resolution's going to be to fulfill.
One thing that stood out was how hassle-free it was to switch over to Mint from my old service. It was so easy. The prices are also significantly lower than what I was paying before, and the connection and experience I've had since switching has been fantastic. I can't believe I didn't start using Mint sooner. It feels absurd to pay so much more for the same quality.
Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And you can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan without changing your phone number.
To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/RST. That's mintmobile.com/RST. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/RST.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like our favorite wizardy cereal, Magic Spoon, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, brilliant marketing, but an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify, the home of the #1 checkout on the planet, with its secret weapon, Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going cha-ching.
So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between.
The secret is out. Businesses that want to grow with Shopify.
Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Magic Spoon uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/reslayer, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/reslayer to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/RESLAYER.
This Valentine's Day, whether you're married, single, focusing on friendships, or stuck in a never-ending spiral of situationships, everyone deserves to celebrate love.
While MeUndies can't totally help your love life, they can offer you insanely comfy undies and loungewear to buy or gift this holiday. They've got so many awesome Valentine's Day prints and styles, plus you can match with your partner, friends, or even your pets in MeUndies' iconic matching styles.
You and them, matching MeUndies, name a better Valentine's Day.
My wife and I got a matching set of the coziest underwear you could imagine. So now we're always matching, even if no one can tell.
And I got some comfy PJs with whale sharks on them. Valentine's means different things to different people.
Why wouldn't you get those? MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. It's breathable, stretchy, and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear.
And you know what George and I care about the most? They use sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers.
So this Valentine's Day, give the gift that'll always have them thinking of you and get 20% off your first order, plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/RST. That's MeUndies.com/RST for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. Now back to the show. The Reslayers make their way outside. Waiting outside the front entrance, all of you see a resplendently dressed, red-scaled dragonborn, wearing golden jewelry and robes of extremely fine make, shining brown leather boots, and a small chapeau, a fancy hat that sits slightly to one side. Sitting to the side of the hat is a big, knotted horn atop his reptilian head, and he wears a fine amber silk sash with an icon that looks very much like a ship floating on clouds.
Oh, finally. Are you the Reslayers' take?
What do you want?
I've been waiting for almost half an hour.
Okay, so?
Is this how you treat all your potential clients?
Farah's eyes narrow. She takes in the symbol on his sash.
Farah, roll a history check.
12.
The symbol looks unfamiliar.
By client, do you mean money?
Hira elbows Farah. Farah, he looks like a rich foreigner. Be nice.
I hate his hat.
Well, are you going to invite me in or what? How does this work?
Fine, we're going to the roof. Follow us.
The roof?
You'll love it. It's really nice.
Lead on.
The Reslayers take, accompanied by this obviously very wealthy fellow, make their way up the 5 flights of stairs, coming out onto the roof deck, the common space of the apartment, which has been decorated with potted plants and trees. Euphemia is sitting on the roof deck, taking in a bit of the sun.
Oh! Sorry. Didn't realize you'd be. Excuse me.
Finally. Is this the assistant? I take my coffee black with 4 sugars, steamed milk extra hot, but not too hot.
Euphemia does not acknowledge this and walks down the stairs. The Dragonborn fellow takes his finger, wipes it across the banister of the stairs, and analyzes the dust left on his fingertip.
When I first heard of you, I thought it was a laughable notion. No offense. But ghost monsters coming back from the grave? Absurd. That was until last month. You see, I have a vested business interest to the north in the Thrain tundra. The housing market there is in absolute disarray. So much demand and so little supply. The inventory is just... well, anyway. I took it upon myself as an Issylran titan of industry to develop the exponential unclaimed land up there and build homes. You know, for industrious young Vasselheim citizens to get away from the hustle and bustle and really experience the beauty of northern life. As soon as we broke ground, the trouble began. The first night, my men were woken by screaming as several of the night's watchmen were dragged into the dark by a fiery horned monster with glowing green eyes. The next night it returned, this time flattening out temporary structures, rending trailers fully in half with sleeping workers within. That night, my site manager, Derek, got a good look. He described it as a ghastly thing. A massive 4-legged monstrosity with flaming green antlers, razor-sharp feet, and fiery, soulless eyes. It continued to decimate our operation to the point that we had to cease production altogether. I know. Horrible. Every foundation we lay is ripped apart by morning. Now, I am prepared to offer you all a substantial financial reward for the banishment or destruction of said ghostly beast. I am, after all, Shy Cripps, founder and CEO of Shy Cripps Skyships, the #1 producer of skyships in all of Issylra. Nay, Exandria.
Hira tries to recall if she knows any gossip about this man from growing up in Menagerie Coast.
Roll a history check.
17.
You have heard the name Shy Cripps in passing, primarily as a part of the company name, Shy Cripps Skyships. You know this to be a manufacturer of luxury skyships, a brand new burgeoning technology in Exandria that this fellow is clearly capitalizing on.
Are you the inventor of the 120-foot skyship?
Inventor? No. That's what you hire the nerds for. I'm an industrialist. I buy the nerd plans and then sell them to the highest bidder. And not to brag, but I've made enough gold just this last quarter to buy and sell your little domicile here 1,000 times over.
What are you willing to give for our services?
Well, again, it has been very expensive dealing with this pest. I'll tell you what. If you simply banish the beast from my property, I shall grant you an airship charter, wherever you like. Just call up on me and I will send it flying. But if you kill the beast once and for all, I'm willing to offer you 100,000 gold pieces. As a group, of course, not individually. That would be absurd.
Can you add an airship on top of that?
While the payment negotiations are going on, Frog excuses herself from the group to head down to Farah's room to find the monster tome and see if she can learn more about this creature from Shy's story.
Shy leans in, his fingers steepled, clearly ready to negotiate.
Just add a skyship on top. You understand, that would essentially double your payment.
This is how I see it. Every single night that these foundations are cracked and destroyed, you're hemorrhaging money from labor, materials, what have you. If I had to guess, you've already lost several million coins. I bet 200,000 is nothing to you. So, if you want help from people who are doing exactly the type of work you need to stop losing your fortune, I'd say we're underselling ourselves for what you want.
All right, I'll tell you what. I may have some used luxury models from a few years back laying around the lot. I would be willing to part with one of those on top of the 100K if you kill it. I don't want to ever even hear about it again. Shy Cribs Condominiums and Recreational Winter Resort must go on as planned.
Not wanting to make this decision alone, Farah turns to her remaining team to get the okay.
Poogs nods with big wide eyes.
A skyship, wow.
Play it cool, Poogs.
Okay, sorry.
I wouldn't even know what to do with that amount of money, but just, get something in advance as security.
Do we have an accord?
Farah turns back to Shy. As a deposit, give us the skyship now to fly north. The rest later, when the job is done.
Unfortunately, all the used models are stored off-continent. I would have to have it shipped in.
Fine. 50 now, a quarter of the payment as a deposit.
50 is all good by me. I have that on me right now.
From within his flowing silk robes, Shy Crips pulls a rope of gems tied together and hands it out to the group.
That ought to be just about 50,000 worth. Maybe a smidge more.
Farah does the math herself.
Roll an investigation check.
Nat 20.
This rope of gems is easily worth 70,000 gold pieces.
Farah turns back to Shy, holding out her hand.
We have a deal.
Meanwhile, Frog has descended back down to Farah's room to take a look at the Slayer's Take tome.
Frog picks up the monster tome and leafs through the pages, looking for entries that feature the Thorane tundra.
Frog, roll an investigation check. With advantage.
15.
As you leaf through the tome, you find several entries in the Thorane tundra and find nothing that matches the description given by the Dragonborn man.
Uh-oh. That's new. Well, I guess the Igor stuff was new too, because he wasn't slain by the Slayer's Take.
There is a creaking as the Reslayer's Take, accompanied by Shy Crips, begins to descend.
I have the name of a great interior designer if you ever want to. I don't know, spruce up the place. You might attract a better class of clientele that way, is all I'm saying. Let me know when the disgusting thing is dead and gone. Only then, and not a day sooner, will I call for the ship.
Oh, so we won't see you there at the site with all of your condos and stuff?
No! No, I don't go to the tundra. It's not my climate, I just invest in it.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Crips, and we'll let you know when the job is done.
See that you do.
Shy Crips saunters down the street, stepping into an extremely fancy carriage, which then disappears down the road.
Huh. Well, that was interesting. No one's ever just hired us like that before.
That was the coolest man we've ever met.
Really?
You got cool vibes off of that guy?
Yeah, I was getting kind of more, I don't know, like big dirty money developer vibes.
What were you up to?
Well, I just wanted to check the monster tome, looking for the creature that Mr. Shy described. But get this, it's not in the book, so I think this is a brand new creature.
I don't like that. Farah slips back into her apartment, leaving the door open for everyone else to follow. Okay, so this wall. I feel like we should make a code. So if anyone breaks into our house, they don't know what we're doing.
That's a really good idea.
Nonchalantly, Hira yawns and says, "Oh, yes, the best would be a rotating cipher, probably no less than 12 rings mounted onto a cylinder that only we know the combination to, and that arrangement of letters and numbers would be the key to... I can probably come up with something, yeah."
That sounds great. Let's get working on that. In the meantime, maybe we should plan a route to the Thorraine Tundra. Timpani, do you know any good trees over there that don't involve quicksand?
Well, I got good news for everybody. There ain't no quicksand in the tundra.
Are you 100% sure?
For the first time in a long time, I am 100% sure.
Okay, great. Then statistically, it won't happen.
There is suddenly a clicking at the window. Something is knocking on the glass. And as you all turn, you look and see a red feathered hawk sitting on the windowsill.
Edrin's hawk!
Farah opens the window and lets the hawk in.
The hawk wisely looks at all of you and lifts its leg. There is a scroll tied to its talon.
Farah unties the scroll and unfurls it.
To my dearest friends, first I must apologize for leaving so abruptly. Ozisa presented me with a harsh truth that had to be dealt with. To keep things brief, I've discovered some troubling revelations. The curse of ruin appears to have been a grand deception by the Kryn dynasty. My mother spoke truth in this, but lied in another way. She is an incredibly talented mage, and when I was born, she modified my memory to forget all of my past lives. So it turns out I am indeed consecuted. And the dreams I have experienced are fleeting memories of eons past. When I confronted her, she gave her most heartfelt apologies and offered to lift her enchantment, but at least for now, I have decided to keep her spell intact. Leave it for another time, as it were. I still have business left unfinished here with my father, which, frankly, I am terrified for. But when the fear rattles me, I just think of all of you, and I draw great comfort. Hira, you are the bravest person I have ever known. And while some might judge your reluctance to open up about your feelings, I'll never forget how you took the time to comfort me after that reflection aboleth nearly took my life. There are multitudes in you. And know that if you are ever in trouble, I would drop everything to come to your aid. You need only ask. Farah. Without you, I would have been hopelessly out of my depth from the very beginning. The Reslayer's take will need you for a long time. You are the linchpin for an organization that has such a rare quality. It is truly one that seeks to do an altruistic good. Your worth is unquestionable, and I am grateful to have met you. Not only to have learned from you, but to be able to call you a friend. And Frog, I miss you terribly. When I find myself lonely here in Jorhass, I think about your unbridled joy in the face of such great adversity. You are a shining light in the darkness, and please know that we all treasure you. Not that you're actually a treasure, you're a person, a seeker of knowledge, a bastion of the weak, and just a wonderful being. Timpani, Poogs, thank you for keeping me updated on everything that's been going on. I'm slightly envious of all of your exploits. It sounds like a marvelous time, if not a harrowing adventure. I have the utmost faith in all of you, and I hope to return to you all soon. Don't lose sight of what the Reslayer's take is. It's a team of adventurers and warriors, to be sure, but it has become a family, even in so short a time. All my love to each of you. Your best friend, Edrin Shadowstep.
Poogs is crying.
Oh, man.
Oh, I have something we could send him.
Frog reaches into her knapsack, pulls out her journal, and rips off the page that held her illustration of the Reslayer's group hug. She rolls it up and hands it to the hawk.
The hawk takes it in its beak, bows out the window, and takes flight.
Sorry I didn't tell you all about the letters. I just thought, I thought maybe he should know what was going on with all of us, even if we couldn't know exactly what was going on with him.
Well, why don't we all just take the day to relax? Let's get another good night's sleep, and then we'll head out first thing in the morning.
Do we have the right clothes for a tundra?
Assuming those strangers didn't throw out all of my stuff, I have plenty of warm clothes in my apartment.
All right, let's check Timpani's room. I just gotta go do something first.
Oh, Pokes, I'll come with you. There's something I want to take care of in town.
All right, great, let's go.
Hera snaps up the druidic tome and goes up to her own room. Sitting carefully at her desk, she selects a beautiful roll of parchment from her collection, a peacock feather, and her favorite pot of ink. In a careful, measured hand, Common being her second language, she begins writing in a carefully studied script, enjoying the sound of the quill scratching on the paper, and finishes by enclosing the drawings found in the Night Hag's lair, kept safe by Frog, rolling it all up and closing it with a wax seal. She wanders throughout the house looking for Euphemia.
She finds Euphemia tending to the garden out front, having separated herself from the rest of the spectral hand.
Hera hands her the scroll and says, "Are you up for a road trip?"
Thank you so much. Just whatever you need. Just yes, yes.
Their name is Zella Blacktongue. They wandered with a half-orc named Sasha. Should not be hard for you to find them. We last encountered them in a mining camp, Ambersmith and Ambersmith. They can't have gone far. They are prospecting as they go.
Euphemia takes the letter, looks at it.
Of course. It might take some time.
Hera winks and says, "Yeah, enjoy yourself."
Euphemia begins to walk away, whispering under her breath,
Well, this will be almost as fun as the time that I got stuck in a well, sat in the dark for a week. The solitude.
The next day, the Reslayers take, freshly rested, begin to gather outside, ready to head to the urban park where that lonely tree stands. Though the urban park is now quite cleaned up as the spectral hand has gone about tidying it.
Before leaving, Farah has set traps into every entrance of her room, including the front door and the windows. Satisfied, she leaves.
All right, locked up tight. Everybody looks so good in their new clothes.
Everyone is dressed in the dirtiest rags possible found in Timpani's apartment, though everything does appear quite warm. And despite being made for Timpani originally, all of them seem to fit each member of the party.
I've kept jackets from every single year of my pretty long life, so they should be a whole litany of sizes. Hey, Poogs, yours is from when I was 5.
Wow. How old are these snails?
Oh, they came with the apartment.
Poogs releases a few snails he found in the front pocket.
Hera hides the disheveled clothing under her new cloak.
Farah tucks the carpet she got from Poogs into her pack.
Getting her knapsack settled, Frog packs her newly enchanted screwdriver, the screwdriver that belongs to Pumatsol, and places her thumb on the red gem on the handle to activate it.
The little screwdriver suddenly sheds 20 feet of bright light and 20 feet of dim light.
Cool. No dark stairs are gonna get me now.
Frog also folds up her newly acquired quarterstaff and sticks it in her pack.
All right, team. It's gonna be pretty chilly up there, so pull up those me flannels. Timpani knocks on the decrepit old tree, and a portal blooms.
A frigid breeze emits from the portal, and the Reslayers walk ahead and into it, disappearing.
So long!
Take care now, guys.
The fools. Our rivals have let their hubris get the better of them, Maurice.
You're right, Gavain. They don't even know I've been oversteeping the tea.
And they've let us, their rivals, alone in their home. Now it is time for part 2 of our plan. We search their house for evidence of their misdeeds. I'm sure they're up to something shady. I just haven't found it quite yet.
Gods, I am honored to know you.
Me too, Maurice. Me too.
Gavain! The miracle of life! It is happening in front of Drunk's eyes!
Always so loud, Drunk. What is it that you see?
The egg! The oviposition has ended and the hatching has begun! Drunk has been reading the dictionary!
Maurice, they're raising illegal monsters. We have it! Come Come with me, Maurice! For glory! For the Dawnfather!
Yavain, wait for me!
I'm not here, just getting my coin purse. Oh, what now? Drunk? What are you doing?
It's a girl!
No.
It's a boy! Someone get the baby! Come back to Papa!
Oh, God, no, I can't. It's a bird. You said a bird?
What is that? So gross!
Throw your giant body upon it! I will not be cleaning that. Just so everyone knows, I am already on a job. I'm not even here, just getting my... Has anybody seen my... It's got my coin purse!
Run, Yavain! Save yourself! Rebuild the spectral hand!
Just capture it! Capture it! Don't slay it! Capture it! We need it! I was not this fast as a baby!
I wish I was somewhere else.
The Re-Slayer's Take is a Metapigeon production in partnership with and distributed by Critical Role Productions, developed in association with Hero Club. Game mastered and produced by George Primavera and Nick Williams. Featuring Nick Williams as Timpani Guff, George Primavera as Poogs, Jasmine Bhullar as Hira Agniheart, Jasmine Chiong as Farah, and Caroline Lux as Frog. Also featuring Jasper Cartwright as Edrin Shadowstep, Dylan McCollum, Marty Abbey Schneider, Gabe Greenspan, and Lelia Symington as the Spectral Hand, and Benjamin Watts as Shy Cripps. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
I don't want to say filth. What would you have on the floor of your room?
Filth.